Yo, what up, Bulldogs? It's Gavin.
And Tanner with your O-Town News.
We want to start this week's O-Town News with a huge shout out and thank you to Mrs. McCaw for everything that she does at OPS. Mrs. McCaw was a major part of making Purple Week a success. Even though it may only seem like a week long, it has been in the works since May.
She has held meetings with students, faculty, and people of the community to make this a thing. She coordinated, promoted, and shared through social media every event that took place for Purple Week. Ms. McCall was also in charge of organizing the fundraising with slushies, carnival money, collections, and the various merchandise.
And the O-Town News would not be what it is without Mrs. McCaw, so we would like to thank her for all of her hard work.
The week started off with a great performance from our marching band. They went and competed and won every single possible honor: best marching, color guard, percussion, music, and drum major.
Speaking of music, the choir concert was last night, and they had a great performance. Everyone did a great job up on stage.
After introducing the Superfans last week, we are continuing the Superfan segment. And this week's new Superfan is Natalie Perez. She shows her support by being at sports games, decked out in the coordinated themes. Don't forget to keep dressing up for every game to have a chance to win next week's Superfan. Hey Gavin, how are those sports looking for this week?
Well, Tanner, I'm glad you asked. Tennis went out to Marshall on Tuesday and took the dub 7-1, and went out to Vicksburg for the regionals on Thursday. Girls golf had their pre-regional on Monday, preparing for the regionals that they had at Lake Duster on Thursday, and they took second place. Volleyball had a great week with beating Portage Central 3-0 in a sweep on Monday, and traveled to Edwardsburg on Thursday and lost. Boys soccer went out to Papa on Monday and took a loss 0-2, and took on Three Rivers on Wednesday here at home and got a big win, 4-1. Girls and boys cross country headed out to Niles to take on Sturgis and Niles in some easy competition, and both teams dominated in their wins. And also congrats to the girls team for winning the Bulldog Invite last weekend as well. Great job, ladies. Girls swim was here against Harbor Creek on Tuesday and sadly took another loss. And huge congratulations to Kennedy Reed for getting first place for diving last weekend. Good luck to girls swim as they have the MISCA meet tonight, and varsity football takes on the Eddies in Edwardsburg tonight as well. Good luck, dogs. This weekend starts off with girls swim once again heading out to the MISCA meet, and boys and girls cross country heads out to Portage Central for their Portage Central meet, and they're hungry for more wins. That's all for your sports this week. Thank you guys, and back to Tanner.
Man, that's a good week of sports. Let's check in with Sam to see how the weather is going to be like this weekend.
Hey Bulldogs, it's Sam and Ty with this weekend's weather. Today is a low of 37 and a high of 53.
Saturday it's going to be a low of 36 with a high of 55.
And Sunday will be a low of 43 and a high of 64.
And that's all for your weather this weekend.
See you next week. Back to you guys in the studio.
On a different note, in memory of our past classmate, Cameron Madison, who passed away in 2017, here's JJ with more.
Thanks, guys. This is a really important thing, not just for the senior class, but for the whole community. Here's more from Andrew of what it means to him.
The pink game is a game that we're playing for one of my best friends that passed away in 7th grade. His name was Cameron Madison, and the reason why it is pink is because that was his favorite color, so we're representing him. Through that. Cam was a really fun and nice person. Everyone could go to him for anything. He always had a smile on his face and never seemed like he was in a bad mood. I looked up to him. Like whenever I was not having the greatest of days, or whenever I needed some help, I knew I could go to him. I knew he would always be there for me, be there for anyone that needed it.
Thanks, Andrew. Back to you guys in the studio.
I hope to see everyone decked out in pink to honor Cam.
That's all for your news this week.
See you later, dogs.